Hey YouTube, Jim from Team Too Legit to Crit here with a Ezel deck profile for you guys today. So to start it off, the starter we use is Karya. For you guys that don't know, her ability is when she boosts an Ezel Vanguard, you can put in the attack hits, you can put her into the soul, check the top 2 cards of your deck, and call them as rest. She's really good because she helps you fill out your field early and adds a lot of pressure to your Vanguard attack. So I really like it, it's a great card. And then stride wise, we are running one Madhu. It's a newer card that just came out of the Fighters collection. Its ability is if you stride over a 10k Vanguard, you can add a grade 3 from your drop zone back to your hand. So it effectively takes away the cost of striding. And it's really good in this deck because sometimes you'll be on Ezel first and you basically get a free stride out of it, which is not bad at all. And then for our second stride, we run 2 Scourge Point. I don't have a lot of targets to get it off in this deck right now because this would honestly be Campbell, but I did not have the money to pick them up and they come as a rare in set 3, so it didn't seem like a good expense at the time. But his ability is when your unit is placed on a rearguard circle from your deck, that unit gets +5 and he gets +5. So it's not a terrible card, and with Vivian sometimes it'll go off, but very often I won't even go into it at all. And then I play the one Blizza just to finish games off. Everyone knows what it does. Counter+1, flip up a G unit. It gets +5 for each face-up G unit, so it's ridiculous numbers. And then finally, the boss monster of the deck. I'm running 4 Mithril Ezel. And what I like about Mithril Ezel is for a boss unit, he's really good because you don't need GB2. So you can go into him first turn, and his ability is you can counter+1, flip up a copy of himself, so you can only use the skill twice, and check the top 5 cards of your deck and superior call a gold paladin from among them. And then when you superior call it, that unit gains the power of the called unit and he gains the power of the called unit. So it's really good and it helps you set up for nice numbers and nice columns, and it's just a great card overall. As well as his other ability, he actually unlocks all of your locked cards, which can be good against Messiahs, but at the same time, if they're on the grade 3 where they soul blast and draw cards, you may think it's a bad ability to unlock your units, but at the same time, I like to think of it as they're not really plussing that hard, because whatever you unlock, you're going to attack with and force that guard out of their hand anyways. So it's about a break even, so I wouldn't worry too much in a like Joker matchup about going into your Mithril Ezels. And then for grade 3 rise, we're running 2 of the original and the beautiful Blonde Ezel. For those of you who don't know, his ability is Limit Break 4. You can counterblast 2 units to superior call the top card of your deck, and then he gains that unit's power. So it's really nice. It helps boost him up, and it helps you get a free call, not a free call, a call out of it, which isn't bad at all. And then his secondary ability is he gains 1,000 for each of your rear guards. So if you have a full field, he's swinging for 21 with just a 5k booster, which is fantastic. And then we're running 2 Platinum Ezels. He is one of the cross rides for Blonde Ezel. And so he's 13k if you have the Ezel Soul, which is very nice defensive base. And then his main ability is you can counterblast 3 if you're at Ultimate Break, which is 5 damage. And your whole field gets +5, which is really good. It can help you push for game and finish off the game. So it's a great finisher besides Blizza. And then finally we're running 4 nation-saving Salvation Lion Grand Ezel Scissors. He's a really great card. He has the same secondary ability as Ezel, where he gains 1,000 for each rear guard, but then his main ability is Limit Break 4, you can Counterblast 2, Soul Blast 2, unlock all of your units, and then he gains +10,000 at crit if you unlock 5, or if you have 5 or more units on the field. So it's really great. It helps you hit 31 when you're swinging with your Vanguard column with an extra crit. So it adds a lot of fantastic pressure. And then it also kind of supplements his cost because during your end phase, the turn you use his skill, you can soul charge 1 and unflip a damage. So basically his skill at the end of the day is counterblast 1, soul blast 1. So it's really good and not that difficult to get off at all. And then grade 2 wise, you run 4 Badge Magus, another older card, and he is just basically a 12k attacker when you have an Ezel and Vanguard. And he's nice now, even more than in the past, because when you stride, they keep the Ezel names, so it's a 12k attacker anytime after grade 3. And then we are running 3 Elwood. His ability is really nice. It's another free superior call. His ability is when you ride an Ezel, you can counterblast 1 and superior call the top card of your deck. So it really helps fill out your field early game and right when you get to grade 3. Then we're running 2 Vivian. I want to run more, but I honestly am really liking her too. Her ability is when she is boosted and the attack hits a Vanguard, you can counterblast 1 and superior call unit. So she somewhat helps if you want to go Scourge Point Dragon, you have maybe 1 or 2 of her on field. It's a really good card, but besides that, it's just nice for, it's a good ride target turn 2, and just a good card to have in general. And then finally, since this deck counterblasts so much, I'm running 2 Trip. For those who don't know, it's just when the attack hits Vanguard, you can unflip a damage. So it helps you balance out your costs in the deck, and it can help you get another superior call off any of your Ezels, which is nice. And for grade 1s, we're running 4 Perfect Guards. I don't like Quintet Walls in this deck or any other deck at this point because the Vanguards are hitting such high numbers with Stride, so I believe Quintet Walls have kind of become obsolete. Then I'm running 1 Dindrain. For those of you who don't know, her ability is when she's superior call to Rearguard Circle, you can Soul Blast 1 to draw a card, so it's really good free +1. And then I'm running 2 of the new promo. It's technically not out yet, but I picked up a few copies online. It's a really great card. It has the same effect as Dindrain, but it's GV1 and you don't have to Soul Blast. So it's really good in the fact a lot of times your superior calling is going to come from your Stride anyways or after you Stride. So it's a great card to have and it's a free +1 if you get it off. Then I'm running 3 Liberator Bray Bicorn. He is just a limit break enabler for Gold Paladins. I really like it in this deck with Ezel and Grand Ezel, just because it can help you get off that limit break skill a little bit earlier and add some more pressure to your plays. So it's a great utility card. And then finally, to round out the grade 1s, we run 3 Torre and 1 White Lion. I just have the 1 White Lion in here right now because I could not find another Bicorn, and it's not bad in some situations. It can prevent your opponent from healing. It's of course the self-damager where you counterblast 1, soul charge 1, and give yourself a damage, and then it goes back at the end of the turn. So he can help you shuffle triggers back in, or if you have less damage than your opponent, or the equal damage, you can use his effect to make sure your opponent doesn't heal on your attack, which can be nice. And then of course Torre is the 10k attacker for an Ezel Vanguard, so he helps you hit very nice numbers. And then trigger wise, it's pretty standard nowadays. 4 heals, 8 crit, 4 Flame of Victory, which his effect is you pop him in soul, give something 3k, so it can help you hit 21k rows with your Badge Magus, which is nice. And then finally 4 of the Creepy Rabbit himself, Lucky Charmy. So that's it for the deck profile, guys. I'm really enjoying the deck and it's running very well, so thank you for watching, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe.